it's preparing a live stream.
It is.
Can I do it like this?
Yes,
Where
please.
are we going live right now?
Uh, on the Cosmic Guardians page, I guess. And you can
Okay,
also record. Are we live already?
I think we are. Yeah,
Mhm.
we are live already.
And you can also record so you can have the playback on your computer saved as a file.
Okay. But I think we are on Anola's Angel Place. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Hi. I know everybody now, forgive us, please. And this is
A last
a
minute.
real live, right? Confusing, but anyway, we are kind of being here. Going to see if we are live on. Yeah, we are actually live on an Anula's Angel Place. Yeah,
Can we repost that on the Cosmic Sis-Stars?
we can. We can.
Perfect.
Perfect. So, should I start to
Yeah.
welcome everybody? And everybody's now I'm going to talk for a little bit and I'm going to try to put it up on Cosmic Guardians and the other places. So we are streaming so everybody knows. We did have a little bit of a hiccups today and it happens for everybody. Sometimes specifically for those with high energy, right? So it's like we are magnets for things. Plus tomorrow we are entering Mercury retrograde and that is famous for technical matters. So welcome everybody, and today we have Wednesday, November 20th in the US and Europe, and Thursday, November 21st in Australia. And you're watching Cosmic Sis-Stars show on Cosmic Guardians, streaming right now on Anula's Angel Place, but we fix that in a bit, with hosts Anne and Corrine. Corrine couldn't attend because of the hiccups, but we have our wonderful, lovely special guest, Elena the Greek, with us. She has been with us before. This is an amazing energy. And we are going to talk about harmony in action. How fitting.
I thought of that.
Unveiling the essence of co-creation. So what did we co-create here?
Co-created to go live either way, regardless of retro
Of hiccups. Exactly.
and everything else going on. We manifested a solution, so we are co-creators of our own experience in the best way possible.
Exactly. So our last show on Cosmic Guardians was last Friday, November 15th in US, Europe, and Saturday, November 16th in Australia. We also have to mention Australia every time. Down
Beautiful.
under, right? The Bob Eden, the Spiritual Mechanic show, and we talked about something that it sounds maybe a little bit intriguing, but it's not that far-fetched, to be honest. It's God is not stupid. The universe is not stupid. It was a very good show. So if you want to catch up with any of our past episodes, find out more about us, read about us, connect with all of us, you can go to angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-past or angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. So, and last show on Cosmic Sis-Stars was last Wednesday, and we talked about astrology with another beautiful guest, all the way from Sweden. But now we are in my favorite place, in Greece, of course. Greece in my heart, always.
Always and forever.
So let's dive into today's topic. Do you want to start? So I go behind the scenes here and fix a few things.
Start sharing on the page. Yes, please. So, about today's topic, it is how we can actually unveil the essence of co-creation and how we can be in that space of co-creating with the universe, with God, with our higher selves in the best way possible for us, and having an alignment that feels a magic in many words. 5D, I can also mention fifth dimension, and a lot more things. But how we can actually step into that space and how we can be the co-creators of our own experience. And there are many steps for that to get there.
You know, this is a time when it's handy to be tenacious or stubborn. I love stubbornness because not giving up, there's always a way, right?
There's
Always.
always there's always a way. And this is how we get to the best way of co-creating with the universe, of trying and not succeeding and seeing that this is not for me, or this is not the way it works for me at this point of time. So let me try the other way. And we are not giving up. So we use devotion, loyalty, of getting into a space, figuring out who we are in essence, how we actually manifest and co-create. And to be honest with you, there are so many parallel universes, infinite, that you can step into the reality you actually want and start co-creating from there. You don't have to put too much effort into everything and be the biggest brain of the planet to figure out every single detail, because that creates a lot of resistance, that creates a lot of trial and error, that creates a lot of misalignment, and you're forgetting who you are by trying to figure out every single detail as if you are God yourself, and you're not. And those of us with a very strong and open crown chakra, we have learned that in a huge way.
I can find that one. Oh my goodness.
Which is spiritual ego in other words, but it is needed to be explored, it's needed to be understood, it's needed in every aspect of our lives to understand what is that. And what is actually working is surrendering, setting intentions, and starting to go with the flow of what is in alignment without having to figure out every single detail in your life, because it's not gonna work like that. That is control, and we are getting into a space of controlling everything, which is not useful, which doesn't lead anywhere useful in a useful way. And I'm gonna mention some bullet points that Anne has created for this live about the benefits of harmony in action, because when you are the co-creator of your life experience, you get to actually benefit from a lot of things. So some of those are fostering innovation. Some of us, most of us are here to foster an innovation, okay? We have diverse perspectives and we can collaborate with others on solving problems that lead to groundbreaking ideas and be creative, have creative solutions in our lives, which is actually true. And it is the basis, the foundation of communities, the alternative communities, the sustainable communities that are being now created in many ways.
Exactly.
And I have seen some of those in Greece, which was beautiful to observe, Anne. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another benefit of that is enhancing the decision making. I have seen so many people, and myself included in my first steps at least, even now, sometimes on and off, how I actually torture myself, how others torture themselves about making a decision. The decision process, as I call it, usually is completely off, because we are trying to figure out solutions where we have just to receive the solution and we are not open in receiving. We are more in our masculine energy. I want to create the solution, and this is where I have to be active and do more things. And we forget about receiving the solution and just taking actions after having received it. We are so focused on the logical side of things that we lose sight of the easiest way to actually do things.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes because as people, and I know this goes for me as well, I can be quite, let's go for it. Just go
I
for
am
it.
too. I am too.
But sometimes taking a step back, breathing a little bit, and letting the energy work for you
We have,
instead of trying to figure it out, because that's when we're going to be up here, right?
yes, in the control center, which is not the best place to be in, not the best space to be in your system, in your energy. And we are trying to think, we believe that we have to figure out every solution with our brains. And when you have a very strong third eye and you're very mental, intellectual, you think that you have to create all solutions, either in the practical, physical level or in the ethers. And it's completely wrong, completely off, because you are creating from an ego space. You have forgotten to pull in the universe to co-create with you, or actually you're co-creating with the universe. And you have to actually read the manual. How do we read the manual that we came with in this lifetime?
Yeah.
We have to just follow intuition, to, as Anne said, to step back, to receive. And of course, when you have to motivate yourself, you're gonna be just go, just do it. I keep saying that to myself when I feel I'm procrastinating a lot, but there are times that you have to just listen to the energy, to listen to the best approach, which is planned from your higher self, which you are guided to from your spirit guides when you don't see the solution. And it's about listening, actively listening to that inner voice.
Yeah. There are occasions in my life when, if that's going to be of comfort for anybody, and it probably will, because yeah, I hear all the time. I don't always go with it and I don't always listen. So sometimes I actually do say, I hear, but not right now, right? Or I go with my own head. That's how I broke my leg. Yay.
But even that was a blessing in disguise, I have to add, the advocate here.
Yeah, it was. Because on one hand, something very, very negative happened, right? But on the other hand, the universe sent me three doctors.
At the spot where you
Yeah,
actually, okay.
yeah. And they were right there within 30 seconds.
There you go. So it's
Yeah,
like universe has literally your back.
yeah. So
It,
it's like they said, okay, you messed it up because you didn't listen, but they don't judge us for not listening, right? But they sent me the doctors and they said to me basically with that action, we have you. We have
it,
your back.
and this is actually how you realize that whatever the direction you take, there's no wrong direction. Even if you feel off alignment, there's nothing off alignment. Everything is in alignment. It's up to you, your decisions, how you make choices, the decision process, making decisions process, whatever it is in English. I'm not speaking now properly, but it's about realizing that even the misleads are actually leading you somewhere where you're supposed to be for the reasons you're meant to be in that space, in that place. And of course, we always understand why a bit later. It's like reading the script. Why? Why? Ah, that's why. And this is the season, actually, the end of 2024, that we realize a lot of things in a way that we haven't so far. And we are, this is why. And we
I
will.
Yeah,
It will
exactly. And it's fascinating. And I have something that happened actually basically yesterday. I knew something good was going to come because I've been trying to do, I'm not going to put in the details, but I was waiting for closing up like a business deal, right? A big thing. And it came about yesterday. It closed up after, I don't know, 9, 10 months of
wow.
trying to come to that point. But yesterday, that was the birthday of my great grandmother. It's like she came, she helped me to orchestrate everything.
She came bearing a gift for you on her
Yeah,
birthday.
on her birthday.
Yes. Oh,
That when we pay attention to these things, in the beginning, I used to pay attention maybe to things that are easier to see. For instance, angel numbers. Oh my goodness. I was showered in angel numbers. I started to write them up and then I had to just let it go because I couldn't write all the time. I had notebooks
oh,
full of numbers. 111 777 222, all the time. But what they want to do, not every time it is a message that we need to understand the specific message. Sometimes it's just they get excited because they know we are noticing what's happening. So they give us more. And the more we notice, the more we get.
true. And from my perception, at least, it's also activations. It's not always a message, but it's also activation. So just open up to
Yes.
receive the activation of the numbers that are showing up in your timeline at this point of time. Why not? I'm like, okay, do whatever you want. To my higher self, okay, to my guides, I'm all in, I'm listening. Oh, 12, 12. Okay, another activation. I'm like that. And let
Yeah,
me continue with your bullet points so we can close that about the benefits of harmony in action. We build
yeah,
strong relationships. Please elaborate more about the stronger relationships.
yes.
I want
Stronger relationships. Do you want to go? Please be
to.
my guest. Oh, it was funny.
We get to actually be in a space of co-creating with others, fostering empathy, understanding, trust, which is important, guys. No matter in what kind of community you belong to, trust is the alpha and the omega. Whatever the connection, the relationship, soul connection that might be. So the more you actually build the trust with these connections, the easier you can blossom and flourish in a way that you can't even imagine. So when you are in an environment that you have trusted connections around you, you can blossom in a way that you can't even imagine. You can feel safe, you will feel safe inevitably because there is trust. You will feel loved, supported, held. So you will be the best version of yourself and you will be expanding in a different pace, in a different way because of that trusting environment that you have created or belong to. And this is where magic happens, believe me.
Yes, yes, it is. And as sensitive beings, I was almost saying creatures, but we are beings, right? And souls. um, we thrive in environments that are holding a pure energy. Um, but this world doesn't always, right? It doesn't mean that we judge or anything, but we pick and choose. And sometimes the path narrows down and we have to leave things a little bit on the outside. It doesn't mean that we are doing something bad. And at the same time, there are some good news because a lot of people actually say that, oh, I'm so sensitive. I can't go there. I can't do that. I can't see that person. But we are here to master that. We can master that. It's getting easier. It doesn't mean that we cannot um, be somewhere where the energies, we simply learn how to shield ourselves from that. So we are not going to be attached by it. I think that is the meaning, right?
Yes, and how to shut it off, how to open it up, when is the right person, way, circumstance to open it up, when you have to shut it off, because when you are in a trusted environment, you don't have to open that gift up. You don't have to open up you being an empath, because being an empath means I'm insecure, I'm unsafe, I don't feel safe, so I have to open up, check everybody else, how they feel, if they're gonna attack me, if they are in a bad mood or whatever. So when you feel safe enough in a trusted environment, you don't have to actually use that. You don't have to foresee what's coming. You don't have to protect yourself and guard yourself against everybody else. You have to stay just in your sovereignty, in your space, with having that shut it off in a way that is gonna make you feel I can breathe again.
Exactly. And this is one of the reasons I love Greece. Now I'm look like sound like the ambassador for Greece, right? But
You're
but it, it's a beautiful country, but there are so many power places. The energy are outstanding. It's incredible, and we do thrive in such environments, right?
yes,
So that makes us, you know, the feeling when we go to a place where it can be an ancient place somewhere in Greece, it can be Machu Picchu, it can be Stonehenge. Uh, we we can feel the energy, and it's giving us something. We can calm down, or we can breathe, or we get more sensitive, so we can pick up things. It works differently for different times as well, but
that
it is in that environment we do thrive. So the for co-creating and you know with the universe and having harmony for you, it's not bad or negative to say no to things,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I feel that I have to maybe try something out, and we've all done that, going to different places, cooperating with certain people. And then after some time, we realized that, okay, maybe I shouldn't be here, but that's okay too. And for me, it's no such thing as a wrong choice because we always gain something from it. The moment we feel that, okay, I'm going to go there, I feel like I have to go there, even if it's going to turn out negative, it's going to give me something.
It's going to help you learn a lot about the energy, the place, the people. It's going to help you understand how you can read specific energies, because the more you are into this space of understanding others and opening up your psychic gifts, you get to understand the different energies. And some of us, most of us, belong to specific energy centers. We have specific energy centers that are more active, or our personality and character belongs to a specific energy, if it makes sense. So you get to really
Yes.
understand a lot more easier. You can learn from these mistakes if they are mistakes, which I don't believe in mistakes, but you can learn and heal from the past, which is actually the truth. When you have encountered a couple of people with a specific energy, specific vibration, and things happened, okay, between the two of you, blah, 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 whatever the situation, universe is bringing these kind of people again in your path so you can heal from that, you can understand them a bit more, you can understand how you can create your boundaries, how to say no, this is not in alignment with me, or yes, this is in alignment with me, or it could be in alignment with me in this case. So every experience is actually teaching you something about yourself, and this is where we have to open up. What kind of experience do I want to have from now on? What this experience is teaching me about
Yeah, I'm
myself.
sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's
Oh,
okay.
I fixed it.
Okay, cool.
I heard our conversation twice, but that's okay. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Okay. So if you take it from a perspective that you need to create your own experiences, and you are learning more about yourself, of who you are in essence, this is the best way to go forward, to move forward in every direction you wish and desire, without any fear of holding back, without fearing any possible mistakes or negative experiences, if you take it as such. And this is where magic happens. You're going to be guided to the best experience about yourself, about how to be united with others. And you know why we keep talking and you have the bullet points about communities and stuff on?
No, let me
No,
know.
I think you do, but I'm gonna talk as well. I'm gonna say my mind, speak my mind. So 2025 will be another year of community creations. So we're gonna be creating more spiritual communities. We're gonna be coming together with that intention, and everything comes down to that because it's time for us to unite in one space,
Yeah,
thrive through there, support each other, receive more support for ourselves, because it is different to be in an environment where you are the more awakened or the most awakened. Okay.
yeah, it is challenging because it feels very, very lonely.
It does. And you have to create a new balance of being within yourself and others, regardless of the level of the awakening they are into or not. We are awakening them as well, and they give us back energy for that as well. It's an exchange, but it's more powerful when you are with like minded people that fully support every mood you go through. They can understand what you are going through, it's easier.
It is easier. It's like when we can, oh, I can relax.
Yeah, and I can be
Yeah,
fully myself without having to figure out what to say now, how to say it, what if people look at me as if I'm an alien, and that will happen and it will happen again, has happened, and it's inevitable, but it's about you understanding yourself at the end of the
yeah,
day and
yeah.
owning the process you're going through.
Yeah. And being with like-minded and supportive people, it means that you are being with people who are not going to put you in a box. You're supposed to do this, opinions, conventions. Um, if you don't do what I expect from you, I'm going to be angry at you, stuff of that nature, right? Because that's really hard all the time. At the same time, we can master that. We can master it.
We can and we do. It's a process. We all learn through that. We master ourselves, our expectations, or what we think as ideal. Even for us, the more awakened, we have so much more to learn. Okay.
We have.
So much more.
It's a never-ending story, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember something funny many years ago. And after a year and a half, I said to myself, because I read books, I listened, I did all of these things, right? And I said, I got it. I got it. I got it. I didn't have anything.
And I'm completely the opposite of you. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know
Yeah.
anything. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
done.
when now I say that because now I realize since years ago, right, that I don't really know anything because every single one of us has scratched the surface, right?
And we all possess small bits and pieces of the greater wisdom, the greater truth, and we actually are created by the Creator, so we can actually help and support each other, regardless what is my zone of genius, what is your zone, in one word, zone of genius, and so on and so forth. So we are combining different powers, we are combining different abilities, we need to combine those. Okay, I may have the idea of a building, but I'm not able of creating a building on my own. Okay. And it's not a one-man show, as a very favorite person of mine used to say. We have to co-create, all of us together. We co-create with the source, we co-create with each other, and this is the point where we have to realize the balance of individuality, but also the balance of the oneness or of a community, of a cluster of souls that we are here on this planet together, all of us, to co-create, to create some tasks, then lose tracks of each other, and then find each other again on the same path, and co-create something else, and fulfill another task, and so on and so forth. And the most important of all, also to have fun with each other.
Yes, and I think that is something very important too, because many are taking themselves very seriously. And of course, life is serious, but if we can be a little bit more lighthearted about things,
Yeah.
you know, that's going to get it to be easier. I have to mention something because I saw that one of the people liking this live is actually someone from Rhodes. It's Yanis. Oh, how nice. So if you see this Yanis, Kalispera.
Kalispera, Yanni. And of course, the Greek. Come
Yes,
forward.
yes, yes, they
Um,
do.
I'm not checking any comments. I'm glad you do.
I see actually, if you go to my profile, that's where we are live.
Oh,
Um, I clicked on the video, so that's why I could hear us twice echo,
uh,
right?
yep,
But
yep.
I fixed it. So there's a feature you can close the sound for a tab,
Per-
actually. So
Perfect. Have you also reposted on the Cosmic Sis-Stars?
yeah, on Cosmic Guardians I did, but I could only get the link there. But I'm going to share after so we can get. But we have Corinne here. She says, "Hi, ladies. I'm there in spirit. Thank you."
Where's Karin?
Okay.
Please talk to me. Where's Karin? I know.
Um, in the comments, and we have someone called Paul Seraphin. Hi, Paul. We have Wanda Ferraro. Hi, Wanda. So we have a few people here, and yeah, we had a hiccups, to be honest, but that's okay. It happens, and we're still here. It means that we are beautifully stubborn.
Yes. And we are doing this. We are rocking it. Let's rock, right? Right.
Exactly. And um, about the harmony, because life here on this planet is not always feeling extremely comfortable. I think we all can sign on that, right? At the same time, it is helpful to keep the inner child, not take things too seriously all the time, knowing that we are way more powerful than we do give credit to ourselves,
Yeah.
because we have power to a lot of things. So when things are not in our hands, we have our response. And I think that is very important to realize. We always have our response. Okay, something happens that I really dislike. That's very diplomatic to say, right?
It is. Talk to
Yes, it
me.
is. So I don't like it. I may be angry, may upset me, a lot of things going on, right? But it is my response. It doesn't mean that we are to stuff up our feelings. We have to get it out of the system, but not being caught in the loop of worrying, being angry, swearing for 2 years for something, because that's not going to do anything for what happened. It's going to keep us in the same loop.
And
So
what
remember that the benefits of harmony and co-creation with the universe and with each other is that it's a journey. It's not a destination,
it
right?
is. It is, and with what you said, I want to add, forget about the labels. Like you have a bad day. Don't create labels. Don't add labels on yourself of who you are or how you lost your Zen space or that you are greedy or jealous or whatever that is, or that you are stubborn in a bad way, whatever you may add to yourself as a label, or that you should have handled that differently. Because today, it's the second space I'm talking as a conversation interview, not an interview conversation we have about all this beautiful stuff. And I was in another one before about inviting in your soulmate and blah, blah, blah. And this morning, I was crying my eyes out, talking to my bestie, talking about something that was completely uncomfortable for me, about her behavior or something I'm expecting more of her or whatever it is. But it was a good cry, like I was sobbing, okay, but it was a releasing cry. I was sobbing, crying my eyes out, and I was telling her things that make me feel uncomfortable to talk to about even to someone that I love so much. I know her since we were children, okay? We are both changing. Our connection, our relationship is ever changing, okay? And everlasting, of course, with many lifetimes involved. But the point is, this was the moment I was crying. I didn't put any labels on it. I let it happen. I let it actually be released from my heart and be in that space of sharing vulnerably myself. I didn't expect her to do anything or beat me up even with words or whatever. I knew where I was talking to whom, okay, but still it was a very comfortable and difficult situation. And this afternoon, I'm like, yay, let's create this, let's do that, and let's. So without putting labels, without attaching myself to any of the situations, even to the happy moment, or how we vibe, the two of us, and how we actually create this show with Karin in spirit.
Yes.
She's present
Yeah,
with us. I feel it.
she is. She's present, and I know she's listening. But
Mm,
I think that that's a beautiful thing you said, because it is important. And we in this world, we are taught differently. We are growing up being taught a certain way to be, because that is how we are supposed to be. Expectations again, right?
yeah,
This journey, not the destination, the journey is all about stepping outside of those things and questioning them. So does this align with me at this moment in time? Or even opinions are something, it's ideas, right? It's not really coming from the heart. It's not coming from the soul. It's ideas. But we have to sort in them so we can figure out the path forward. And sometimes, or many times, this journey also means going against the crowd.
yeah. And we have to. There's no other way. So positive.
so, so very positive. But it's worth it.
It
It's
is.
totally worth it.
It is. And the value of that is tremendous, guys. Behind beyond everything else you can imagine of. And the more you put yourself out there, the more you actually create your own path of how you want to be within yourself, with your connections around you, with anything you can imagine of, the more in alignment you come with yourself, and the highest of the timelines you step into, because you are in a good flow, you are in your genius zone, you are creating from a space that you are meant to be creating from. You are not coming from your trauma, you are not coming from limiting beliefs and conditioning that has taken place your whole life, even from many lifetimes, or your ancestors that is coming through to you, down to you. So you are being in a space of co-creating with your higher self, with universe, with everyone around you. And this is what makes you perfect, not what you have in your mind as the perfect person or the perfect persona that I have to use because I'm on this path, I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a healer, I'm this, I'm that. Forget about all of the labels. Forget about everything. You are in a path of exploring yourself, creating, sharing, and co-creating, of course, and sharing with others, receiving, giving, being. We forget the basic stuff and we are expecting to see the wow magic. And whenever we go through a dark night of the soul, okay, everything
Yeah.
collapses down. So where do we begin from now? And we are in a space of, oh, where do we start? The basics, the very simple basics.
Yeah.
Basic steps, being mindful, being grateful, being yourself regardless. Forget about who you think you are. Keep exploring that and keep moving forward with devotion, with loyalty, with openness.
Yeah,
Honesty
exactly.
in yourself, being honest with the self is the most difficult of all, to my understanding so far.
It is. And what you think you are is very often who you have been told you are.
Yeah.
And is that you? No.
Mm-mm.
No. The only way to get to know yourself is to go in here. I don't know if that shows the video. Go into the heart, listen to yourself. The heart area is the connection from, if you think of the chakras, from the earthly chakras that are connected to our reality here, to the higher ones that are connecting out into the universe and the source wisdom, or however we could express that, right?
Yeah.
But I think we need to have a little bit of courage and to be bold. And when we are encountering things, and even we do, even if we are doing this, right? So it's a continuous journey. And I experienced that when I have an idea about something that I do based on my experiences, right? Because that's where we come from. And I can have a sense that's coming from the soul about certain things, but I have to check this out. I have to go with it. I have to see. And it will appear sometimes that it's something on the negative end, but that's not coming to me as a punishment. It's coming to me to help me see through that situation. Does that make sense?
It does. It absolutely does.
Mhm. It doesn't mean we always feel ingratitude at that moment, but afterwards we do.
Even in that moment that you feel like swearing and breaking down the whole house, having the Greek temper, as I call it, which is not a Greek privilege, okay, or punching something. It is an amazing feeling to have. Don't judge it. Don't feel that you shouldn't be having it. Go all the way in. I was sobbing.
Yeah.
I went all the way in. What's that? Okay.
And something else, we are born into this reality, incarnated here on this earth, with all of our senses.
Yeah.
So we need all of them, but we are being taught to be more logical and maybe just go with the logic. And we need to use all our senses, right?
Absolutely, yes. Even when a psychic medium comes to me, how to improve their skills, this is about connecting with their physical body. The more you connect with your physical body, the more you become aware of the different energies around you, the different dimensions, the different levels of existence. You connect with loved ones in spirit. You connect with spirit guides. You connect with galactic beings. You connect with the person that you have in front of you. So you become more aware of their energy, their thoughts, or what is coming through for them, or even how you feel when you are around them, and how
Yeah,
you are within yourself when you are around a specific person. So you are becoming more aware, which means you are expanding your awareness, which means you are expanding your consciousness, which means you are becoming more connected and interconnected. And this is what this path is about. The enlightenment we talk about is about embracing every aspect of you, every feeling, every thought, no matter how judgy you can be with yourself. Embrace that.
yeah,
Love it. Today,
yes.
my heart, sorry,
Even our shadows,
even more
because our,
so.
yeah, because our shadows are going to help us break through, right?
Even more so the shadows. You can easily love a kid when they are quite good and study their classes and do their homework, but you have to love even more the naughty child, the one that cannot sit down just because you said so, the one who's gonna be cheeky in their own way, even more so. This is our shadows, the cheeky naughty child. Okay, so embrace that even more so, because when you bring light and love to the shadow parts of yourself, this is how you create breakthroughs in your life. This is how you come into a deeper connection with self, true self in every aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah. And it takes courage also to look at your shadows and to admit things and not to see them as something bad, because we are teaching ourselves along the journey. And how could we? And a lot of people are saying, okay, gosh, it seems like every light worker coming into this reality have chosen a difficult life. But I think, and this is my perception of it, that we didn't do it to punish ourselves, but we did it because we knew that I have to go through certain things that are going to help me come through and see clearer. That's what it's all about.
You know, I totally agree with you. And there were many points I was, why the fuck did I chose this? Why the heck did I chose this? Again, why? But I came to a realization at some point that the difficult moments are the fastest way for us to awaken to who we are. And
Yeah,
with that, I don't want to reprogram us and let me have a bad experience so I can awaken faster. Let's not take it to the other side of things. And I don't believe that awakenings come only through bad experiences or difficult situations or health issues and conditions like that. But there comes a point where we have to open up and receive our own wisdom. And yes, we chose so far to awaken faster through difficult experiences, let's say that, okay? But it
yeah,
doesn't mean that it has to be our new normal. We can be more awakened or awakening even more to who we are without the negative experiences. This is where communities help. Because when we gather and we build up a beautiful energy, a container, a specific container, we set intentions, we are open to explore more of ourselves, and we don't think that we reach to a point that is enough for me, because I have seen that as well. Oh, I'm awakened. I was like, no, you're not. But I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Yes, you do, but you are at stage one.
yes. Only that attitude when you say that I got it, like I did many years ago, I have it, I got it, I understand it, I got it. Only that tells me or someone that, yeah, but you're just on the early stages. There's so much more. And the more we dig, the more we understand, but that there's still more to come.
Yeah.
And as long as we are here, no matter how psychic we are or how good we are at seeing things, perceiving things, right? We can only have our own experiences to come from, and what we can share with each other. And I think that is the key for co-creation here in this reality, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And yes.
This was a strong one. Wow.
Mhm.
Deep talking.
I'm
So
speechless.
yeah,
That's hard.
yeah, that's wonderful. And I'm speechless too, to be honest. Kind of very, very strong. And, you know, I think the most important thing as advice to someone, don't give up. Um, be kind to yourself and be loving to yourself. Love yourself first, because happiness is not going to come out. That's not going to be the knight riding on a white horse, or
Why not?
the princess. It's going to come from here. That's going to come in as a bonus when it comes, right? But the more we walk on this path, the more we realize that I don't really need someone to fill that gap within me. And that is the best condition to actually meet that person, because we are not always also supposed to be alone. It's not the point here. But I think when we are going through challenges, walking in mud, that's another way of expressing it. I think that the blessing is that as a species, we are convenient. If we wouldn't have to experience certain things, if it's like when you have parents and they give you everything, you don't have to make the effort. So why would we?
Yeah, also
Does
true.
that make sense?
It does. And it's not about figuring out everything on your own. It's about understanding how you can co-create with the universe, how to open up enough, how to invite people into your life, how to check how your energy is vibing when you invite people in. Are you open enough? Or are you open only in friendships and work environments, but not to a soulmate, an ideal partner, or what? And what is your reason? What is your motivation of why you want this kind of person in your life? Finding your motivation behind it, it actually intensifies the force of co-creation. So when you
Mm,
get to a space of, yes, I just want to have fun and a partner and to be supported by a partner, why not? It's not something to be judged. You have to want it for these reasons, and to have fun and to have sex and to go on vacation with them. All of that is normal and lovely and amazing. And it is a power bank you want to create for yourself. Okay. You need to be charged. If you're not happy in your personal life, if you're not happy in that aspect of your life, either a friendship or a partner, you have to create that happiness for you. And we say it starts within. Of course it does. And when you're not coming from a space of lack, I lack of this, and you
mm,
say, I am abundant, and what I have
mm.
within me will be manifested in my outer world, and this is what
Yeah,
I'm creating, you are in a
yeah,
space of receiving that.
yeah. And it's a very common, because both you and I, we can tell a little bit of how we started off together.
Yeah.
We worked on two different English psychic lines, right? So we got to
Mhm.
know each other. I couldn't actually, I don't approach people like that, but I saw you and I said, oh, from Greece, I just have to, I can't do it myself. I just have to reach out. So I've known you for maybe 3, 4 years now.
Wow.
Um, yeah, that's wonderful. But it's like we find people in our lives, and we see the blessing, and we want to keep them. So you're one of those I want to keep forever.
I'm a keeper, and so are you, okay?
Thank you. But one of the most common questions I think is, yeah, of course, love, job, finances, the most three top
Yeah.
asked questions. But when it comes to the love part, a lot of people say that I can't live without that person, or I need that person. But on the other hand, if you would ask them, would you want to be with someone who says they need you? No, they wouldn't. Um, and the neediness, and I'm not judging here, the neediness in this case, that's not, it's a part of the lack you talked about. it's not going to bring us that relationship, because we are obsessed with a specific person, specific features, maybe how they are living their life, all of that stuff, right?
And the story we have created in our minds about that person, which is actually where the problem starts. I have seen this person, they look like that, I know what they do for a living, so I assume they have this kind of income, or they are very kind and generous, or they are very friendly. And we have created a story in our mind of how this person behaves, how they actually are in the personal life. I want this person. No, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. And I actually had, this is almost a year ago, I talked to a client on a Swedish line here. And she had recently left on her own choice a very challenging, sorry, relationship. And her experience was that I am a little bit suspicious about things. I want to, put my fingers here and feel the palm. Who is this person really? When we are looking from behind a curtain or something, and we want to test them and see who they are. And I could see that she was going to meet someone, and I said, he's going to be totally different. I could describe him. And I said, don't be afraid of giving this person a chance. It is your choice, no matter what we are being guided to or presented with. Our power lies in our choice, because we can, even if the ascended masters are coming to us and they are giving us this guidance, we have the power to say yes or no. That's important to remember. But she went with it, and she called me after a few weeks, 5, 6 weeks. She said, oh my gosh, you were right.
There you go.
But I was really, looking like this. Who is he?
What does he want
But
from me?
yeah, but he represented all of those things that she deeply down in her heart wanted to have with a partner.
There you are.
And they are still together.
Oh, I love stories like that. Give me more. It's like I'm reading a book, a romance
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. And she called a few times during getting to know him. And I just said, I can only encourage you, continue. Because I feel that you're going to be so happy when you get to know each other. And it is hard in the beginning, because we don't really know someone, and we come from our experiences, and we don't want to show ourselves very, open up the heart immediately, because it takes courage. Protect ourselves a little bit is a process.
Yeah.
But she's so happy, and I'm happy with her.
And this is the point. We open up, and step up by step, we actually build a very healthy connection with someone. We have to be open to explore. And when you open up to explore different connections, or how this person feels for you, around you, you get to explore more of yourself and what you like and what you don't like. And you get to be in a space of rediscovering yourself, your inner self, of who I can be now, from now on. Not because of my past hurts, not because of my past rejections, but how can I be, and how can I actually be present in my life of co-creating this life and
Yeah,
bring in the alignment of a partner.
yeah, exactly. And I think that a very good thing to remember also is, I always say the past has gone, and everybody knows that. It's obvious. It cannot come back unless invited. And that's where the problem occurs, the challenge many times, right? Because we keep inviting the past. We are
Over
triggered by it. Yeah.
and over and
And the blessing in that being triggered by it is that when we become aware, that's when we can release it, right? And when we are no longer affected by it, we are done with it, right? But we have this moment. If we don't change anything on our path forward, we can foresee certain things coming along, right? But we still have the choice. So if we don't like anything, in each and every moment, second, we can make a different choice. We can correct something. That is powerful.
That is magic. And when we make different choices than before, we create or we are actually stepping into new timelines of a highest frequency, of a highest alignment, and we actually bring in more joy, more abundance on every level, more connections, meaningful and life-lasting connections, and we get to be in a space of the highest possible alignment each and every moment, which is ever changing as an alignment.
Yeah.
And we are in a different, completely different space of understanding, perceiving ourselves, our lives, what we are here to do, how we are here to do it, and how to be with each other, how to be within self and how to be with each other. So
Yes.
start with intentions, set intentions for a life, a different life from what you have now, to be always on your highest timeline so you can co-create with the universe a different reality for you, to experience and receive more of yourself, regardless of where you are, who is around you, what are you doing, if you're visiting Greece and the portals we have here.
Yeah.
All
Oh, there are not only one portal, it's packed with portals. You
it's a,
know, yeah, it's fantastic. And yeah, it's we are creating, but we also, when we are creating and manifesting things, right? We do that according to our vibration. And therefore we need to work on ourselves first. And that's when we're going to attract and manifest and do all the other good stuff, right?
yeah,
Not being hard on ourselves. But
and
yes,
yeah,
go ahead.
sure. We're constantly manifesting, but we have to become more aware of that.
Yes. Plus, when we come to a certain point, also, we manifest instantly. And that is quite interesting because we can manifest, bam.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
where the highest of alignments takes place, where we are fully connected with the higher self. This is where the instant manifestations take place, like a wish being fulfilled in a moment, in an instant.
yeah,
This is where we're headed to. Fingers crossed.
exactly. And that is where we also, not judging ourselves, but, being aware, what am I vibrating? And that's also where the neediness for someone, um, the neediness for a relationship, just because that's how it should be, rather than I'm vibrating in a high vibration, loving myself, and I do my best, doing my best to be the best version I can at that moment, right? That's all we need to do. And not judging ourselves, and not think that we are not perfect. As Karine said, I love this. I am perfectly imperfect.
Which I love the most, and I have said it as well some years ago. And it's exactly the perspective you have to keep. When our guides step forward and say, you are at the perfect space, perfect time, perfect place, with the perfect people, open up a bit your perception to see how that is indeed perfect. Because if you need to be motivated and redirected, you will be. These are the perfect people to redirect you and
Yeah,
motivate you. If you are in a space of co-creating with others, and these others are the alignment that you needed to co-create with from human beings, this is the perfect space to be co-creating with others. Every moment is perfect. Even your anger, your agitation, your frustration is perfect. When you step into your sacred anger and you create from there and you say, I don't tolerate this anymore. I'm going to create something new, something else, because I've had enough of this. It is perfect, exactly as it is, because it is what motivates you at this point of time.
exactly. And because everything is energy. So many times feelings we label as negative, like anger, irritation, sadness, and they hold so much energy sometimes because it's packed with energy. So using that energy as a way of moving forward is excellent.
It is amazing. So exactly as it is amazing. This is what we have to remember. You're devastated about something. Perfect. Move on from that, from where you are exactly. How? Your emotions are your compass. Use them accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. So when I say that we didn't come here with a compass and um, like a guidance thing, a paper to read, now you're going to go left and right and what you're going to do. But we do have in our feelings. Our feelings are our compass.
Yes, feelings, intuition, thoughts, what inspires you, your dreams, these are your compasses that you have to use for each and every step. We have to make life simple. We complicate things too much, and we have created so many terms and words for everything, and we lose the essence of life, the
Yeah.
essence of who we are.
Yeah. And all these I must, I have to, I expect, all of these things. You know
And
what Bob says? He says, KISS, keep it simple, sovereign.
there you go. This is the point of everything. And
Coming down to the root, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, as simple as that.
So we did a show anyway, right? How beautiful.
We did it anyway.
We did it anyway.
There's always when there's a will, there's a way.
Mm. I had Zoom too, but I put it on kind of a pause for a while because I didn't use it, but I may consider using that instead. I don't know. I don't know about StreamYard, but anyway, we are here now, so happy. So, is there anything we want to add, like a conclusion or something?
Choose the simplest way of thinking. I'm channeling one of our guides, probably. I'm sorry. Choose one of the simplest of thoughts, of thought process in order to move on and always check in with yourself to feel in alignment. If it
Yeah.
makes you happy, it is in alignment. It is in alignment. If it doesn't make you happy, there's something there for you to probably acknowledge, but you have to move on and keep it simple as possible.
Yeah. And there's no one that has an opinion that doesn't align with you because it's only an opinion. That's not something that is a guidance or anything, right? It's coming from the mind. You can go with it if it feels that that is in alignment with you, but you don't have to obey anything. And now I'm not talking about breaking laws, of course. I'm talking about following what we feel. And when you feel that you have to choose something and you go against what your family is saying or what your friends are saying or other people around you, well, you are unique. Listen to you.
And the more you listen to you, the more you are in alignment, the more others will actually feel the love that is coming from your heart, from yourself to yourself and everyone else. We can keep going because we are playing it really good. I love it.
Yes, it is. So, do you want us to kind of wrap up?
Please do so, yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. And I know, Corinne, you are there with us in spirit, and thank you everybody for interacting. And thank you everybody. I'm going to share around this so you can find us. It doesn't matter what happens. We can always be here anywhere. There's always a solution to everything. I know I sound like Aunt Hilda, 100 years old, right? Positive, but it is true. And when we feel that that is true, because it's true for me, and that's how I operate. Um, yeah. So next upcoming show on Cosmic Guardians is on Friday, November 22nd in US and Europe, and Saturday, November 23rd in Australia with Mr. Bob Eden, the Spiritual Mechanic Show. He who says, KISS, keep it simple, sovereign. We are going to talk about it's the little things that count. A little bit like coming back to basics. That's wonderful. And I hope we can do part 2 of this, Elena, so we can kind of have Miss Corinne as well, right?
I would love that.
Next week with Cosmic Sis-Stars, we're going to be, it's November Wednesday, November 27th in US and Europe, and November 28th in Australia. We're going to talk about the attitude of gratitude. And we will be with you again, right? In a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or something of that nature. But if you want to, we can try to do this. So we have Miss Corinne as well, because it's a subject, it's not going to end out of things to say.
It is never ending. And we can offer also some techniques of how can people shift their lives with timelines and being the co-creator of their life experience step by step.
Yeah.
We can play a bit
Because,
of it.
yeah, exactly. That's a great thing, because I think that's a question that people tend to wonder. How can I, as little me here in this big world, walking in mud, how can I at least direct myself to start being in charge of my life?
And in what way? Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you for
And thank you for being here. And thank you for helping me to broadcast.
of course.
I say love, light, peace, and joy. And
Be true to yourself and be your true self with a victory symbol.
plus, I want to add something. People can find you at elenathegreek.com, right?
Yes, my website, where you can find private sessions, a couple of stuff I offer for free there, and on YouTube, Elena the Greek as well, with transmissions and messages and some meditations and activations and a variety of stuff. As always.
As always. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you are a soul sister.
Yes,
You know
we
you
are
are.
sisters. Soul sisters, we are. You're more Greek than me, I can say. Okay, you know that. I keep saying it.
I'm a Swedish woman with Greek temper.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you. And to Karina as well.
Yeah, to Corinne as well. Thank you. So now we end this here, okay? Yes.